a chieftain of the Odua People's Congress, OPC, in Lagos State, Shomolu local government area, Prince Adedayo Adeshoye, has challenged the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, probably known as Jagaban, to publicly confirm or deny his rumored 2023 presidential ambition. Adesoye, who is the secretary of OPC in the local government, said this in a statement and also called on Tinubu to stop hiding behind a finger. Adesoye, who maintained that the attack on the Areono Kanka for Iba Gani Adams by Tinubu proxies was diversionary, described the media attack as a ploy by the APC leader to distract the public from the salient issues raised in the said interview. Adeshoye said the statement made by President of OPC New Era, Rasak Arogundade, was baseless, alleging that those behind the media attacks on Adams are Tinubu's proxies who, according to him, have no sense of history. Now, in that said interview, in the interview that is being talked about here, Gani Adams did not really mention Tinubu's name, but of course we all know that he talked about Tinubu, and everyone has a right to talk about one person or the other. No one is a sacred cow, or no. So he said that someone who is deaf will never hear, even when you are making hand signs, particularly if they do not want to hear you. And some people said it's because he belongs to PDP, and they talked about money that he collected from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration, and he ran down to America or somewhere with his family. That right now he has been described as someone that is inconsequential, and no one is looking at him or giving him anything. And in fact, they talked about the creation of Amotekun, that he wasn't contacted, and they also said that he is the reason why the former president of OPC had to begin to, they had two factions of this OPC back then. And he said it's the reason that he uses gangsterism and thuggery to divide OPC from the former president of the group. So his words are, Tinubu should speak up on the issue raised in the interview. I think he should make his position known to the public rather than sending his proxies to attack Are and also using it as a ploy to distract the people from the pertinent issues. Yorubas are waiting. Nigerians are waiting. We are seriously waiting to hear from him. He is at liberty to confirm or deny what Are Gani Adams said about his disinterest in restructuring the Odu's Republic as well as his purported ambition for presidency. So these are three different things that are on ground. Does he want to vie for the position of president come 2023? Are they going to look into the issue on ground, which I believe a lot of you on this platform want? A creation of a new nation, a break of that contraption once and for all. A lot of people want to see this in their own lifetime, and they want to see it now. Having a republic, you might name it Yoruba Republic, Odua Republic, Eko Republic, whatever republic, they just need a disintegration of Nigeria. But then, I do tell people that that's just the first step towards progress. That is not the solution. Breaking away is not the solution to Nigeria, because you are going to break away with portions of the problem that we have on ground. There is a lot of them. We talk about corruption, which corruption has a lot of grandchildren, nepotism, and a lot of things are involved in it. Many people are going to break away with those lackadaisical attitudes, with those attitudes that are inimical to the growth of a nation. So these things, we need to look into it and deal with it. Are you going to say that when Odua Republic comes in, the likes of Tinubu will not be there with all the money that they've amassed for themselves? They have political thugs. Those thugs are not going to stop being loyal to them because there is a new nation, because those thugs have not been educated. Many of them are wicked within themselves. It's just that they're looking for a position to get into, to showcase what lies inside of them. So you're going to break up Nigeria and you're going to have all of these people there. When you go to the southeast, you're still going to have the same group of people that you know. Do not forget that that Naira note will not be tenable at that time. Of course, they will ask people to return the money or whatever it is. People will begin to struggle to see what they need to do to make sure that they have the currency of the new nation. And the new nation, the currency will have to match with dollars and all of that. So it's going to be a huge, turnaround at that time. Many of these people who have solid assets, properties like Tinubu, and many of them that have stolen money, eating them abroad here and there, they will have a lot. And with this, they can influence a lot if you are not educated. I'm not talking of going to school now. I'm talking about getting yourself educated in politics, getting yourself educated in what is right and what you deserve as a person. Well, so that's it. Restructuring, which I am not a supporter of. There's nothing you can restructure in Nigeria, Oduduwa Republic, or the 2023 presidency. But those people, those trying to defend him are groups of political jobbers that are using on several remarks on the issues. The first was Wasiu Agarawu, followed by Joe Igboku, Adeyinka grandson, and now it's the big fool, Razak Arogundade, a turncoat that is notorious for his uncouth rantings. I want to say this with all honesty, that they are all dissipating their energies and wasting their time on frivolities. All attempts to soil the name of our leader and discredit the office of the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò for Yoruba land will fail. That's what he said. Now, Adesoye added, we have decided not to respond to the attacks from these political opportunists and prostitutes, but with their continued efforts to tell lies and twist history, there is urgent need for us to set the record straight and tell the public that all the allegations against our leader were false and spurious, and that they were attempts to soil his name and the sacred institution, which is the office of the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land. Whoever that destroys someone's character with a lie will surely be destroyed with the truth. Well, that's a strong one. That's a strong one. Now, there are talks that Tinubu's agenda is to break the OPC into factions, and they said it is succeeded by using those renegades as pawns for his political interests. But sadly, it is not only the OPC that suffered this breakup. Also, the socio-cultural groups in Yoruba land, including Afenifere, YCE, Pronaco, and several others, suffered the same fate. Between 1999 and 2007, Tinubu was in charge of Lagos State. The state lost the respect of being the center of excellence. Progressive programs like free education, free health facilities, and other social infrastructure created by the government of Alhaji Lateef Jakonde in the 80s went down the drain. And Tinubu's maxim, Jeun Soke, became the popular saying in our social and political milieu. So when Arogundade speaks, we surely know where the ranting is coming from. We know he is a political jobber with no sense of history. And as I have said earlier, those splinter groups have no base in Yoruba land, he emphasized. Arogundade said Ààrẹ was disrespectful to Tinubu, but how can somebody be so daft that he lost the drift of the contents of his statement? Arogundade is an illiterate until the time he became the chief propagandist of the APC leader. He was a former chief security officer, CSO to Ààrẹ Gani Adams. He was relieved of his job in 2007 to coordinate the affairs of the group in Shomolu, but he failed and left the group unceremoniously. The position of the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land is never for the cowards, and there is no crime in telling the truth. If the truth be told, Iba Gani Abiodun Ige Adams is blessed with the ability to hit the nail on the head. So if he doesn't say the truth, who else will say it? That's a very strong one there. It's a very strong one. He went on to say the new era was never visible to all. They are not more than 10 in number, and the only time we hear about them was a time like this when they are being used to issue spurious statements, he added. The group, since its inception in 2015, has become a tool in the hands of desperate politicians. They have no visible ideals and program, and the leader of the group, Razak Arogundade, has always been a political copycat that usually thrives during political campaigns. The OPC under Ààrẹ Gani Adams has been the most formidable with various programs and projection, and as it has always been, as it has always been all over the world, wherever there is a successful organization like the OPC, there is always a splinter that is fake that derives its name from the real organization. The case of New Era is no exception. For instance, where was Razak Arogundade of the New Era when we raised our voice in support of the Southwest Security Outfit Operation Amotekun? He was nowhere to be found, and like his paymaster, he never believed in any cause or ideology that will liberate the Yoruba race. That truly shows the level of their commitment. We know that very soon posterity will surely judge them, and as the Holy Bible rightly says, by their deeds we shall know them. The attacks on Ààrẹ from these quarters were never unexpected. We saw it coming, and we are very much prepared. Arogundade was the leader of the 10 million boys. The renegades from Shomolu, they have no structure and no database, and I'm sure they will also react anytime soon. He has no moral right to advise Are Gani Adams because he was one of those that betrayed the Yoruba cause, and by his statement, it was evident that he was only doing the job of his paymaster. Are Gani Adams has never been in government, so why should he be expecting money from the Lagos state government, he queried. For years, the Yoruba General Asimo has been leveraging on his goodwill and popularity to get things done without government patronage. He is comfortable that the OPC and OPU under his leadership are making significant impacts both in Nigeria and outside the shores of the country. So why fuss about Are Gani Adams expressing his views on the state of the nation and the future of our race? This, I want you guys to comment on. If you are a Yoruba person, if you've watched the happenings in Lagos State, in the Yoruba land, the southwest of Nigeria, what's your take as regards what I just told you that Are Ona Kakanfo for Gani Adams said as regards APC national leader H1DING Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that he's a disgrace to the Yoruba race, that he has sold everything off and right now he's being disgraced.